You. Good to see you.
I need to talk to a man here about a thing and some stuff.
To me, our pal here looks like your average crypt corpse.
What's going on?
Well, he isn't. Do you see this marking on his forehead? That's a symbol of the Ashian, one of the two priest castes who reigned over the Pyrean Empire like the Lightborn did over Vin. He was no high priest, but more than an acolyte. Let's just hope he participated in the manufacture of the sigil stone back in the Pyrean era.
He seems a bit frosty.
Well, hoping can't hurt.
He seems very frosty, in fact. How is he gonna help?
But look, we have company.
Yeah.
Dalvarek, Archmagister, how's the situation?
Aye.
Walk blessed, Grandmaster.
Can you... Jesus, what a rude bastard.
So this is her?
Yes, this is the prophetess.
Interesting.
Just come standing in front of me like a bastard.
Interesting.
I'm so pissed off now.
Different. I'm Lexiel Marigil, Archmagister of the Holy Order. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Can I punch him in the face first?
So, where do we start? Has
By
the
punching him in the
Grandmaster
face.
already informed you of the goal of this mission?
We're supposed to get some memory from a dead lad.
Correct. Now you're wondering, how will this be possible? This is where the word of the dead comes into play.
Right.
An old relic we'll need to find.
The word of the dead? I thought that was a legend.
Maybe it is.
No, it exists. And we also know where. Just so you understand, the word of the dead is an artifact that allows entering a deceased person's mind to relive his last memories as if they were your own.
Well, ain't
And
that
you wanna
super
do just that with
convenient?
our frozen pal here.
Yeah.
This is the grand plan, right?
Right. You'll need to locate the word of the dead, teleport the Pyrean's body to you, and then enter his thoughts. And
That
there you'll have to look
sounds
for the words of the ritual.
lewd and invasive. Can't we just, you know, leave the dead to rest? Wow, I really shouldn't talk. Jesus Christ. So, what exactly do I need to look for?
Well, we only lack the last words of this ritual. What you have to look for is an ornamental scroll, which looks just like the one on the drawing I'll give you in a moment.
Beautiful.
All you have to do is remember the glyphs and the scroll, then write them down once you're back in the waking world.
Sure. So, why does this ritual actually need words?
True, but we're talking about a different form of magic.
Huh.
It works similarly to the forbidden school of entropy.
Right, but it's not entropy, right? Yeah, of course it isn't. It's just extremely spookily similar. And all of entropy is banned, to the point where people have to live in the Undercity. But you guys are up here, reviving corpses to get their memories. So, how am I supposed to find my way around?
That's right, but the priest himself did. And according to the legend, this should allow you to understand.
Right. That sounds a bit... something else.
You're
I'm used to a
telling me.
lot by now, but...
I myself feel like a myrid in a toad's pond. But alternatively, we'd have to excavate every ruin on Vin and hope that some priest left one of the scrolls
That's
behind.
kind of what I'm doing already, so... I could. So, where can I find the thing?
Well, this is...
There's an old manor in Enderal's west that belongs to an old collector of artifacts. We received a tip that the word of the dead is in his possession.
An old manor, you
Are you
say?
talking about this odd fellow with the puppets? The aged man from the folk song?
Really?
I am.
So we go to the manor and take it from him? Is he up to no good, or?
You won't take it. It will be enough to find it. Use it on the Pyrean and then leave.
Excuse me?
You will travel to the manor with Dalvarek, wait for nightfall, and then introduce yourself to the aged man as a fellow collector of artifacts.
Are we taking the Pyrean with us?
Then you will offer him this brooch, and if all goes well, he will offer you a quarter for the night to negotiate in the morning.
Huh.
Then it's all a matter of timing. Sneak out of your room, look for the word of the dead, and teleport the Pyrean to you.
Teleport the Pyrean to me. That sounds like it couldn't go wrong. So, why all the secrecy?
A good question, but no. The aged man is special, so to speak. Even the Lightborn ordered us to let him live in peace. The Black Guardian knows why. So...
Well, that's
if
enough
we
of a
have to
mystery
trick
for
him,
me.
we will at least do it inconspicuously, which is why you and the mercenary are well suited for the task. No one will connect your faces to the Holy Order.
People are calling me the prophetess when I walk the streets. I mean, word gets around. So, what's the failsafe?
Then you'll flee. There must be no violence, no matter what happens.
So if we kick the aged man's ass, we get the Lightborn after us who are already dead. Yeah, sounds flawless. How exactly am I supposed to use the Word of the Dead though? Can I just read the scroll, be done with it?
Archmagister?
Yeah.
Yes? Well, that is a good point. We don't know, because we don't even know what the artifact looks like.
Huh.
How goes the saying? The proof of the eating is in the pudding.
We'll manage somehow. And even if we don't, it definitely sounds like an adventure.
That it does, good
It's a
buddy.
great
That it does.
responsibility, be aware of that.
No, it's fun.
But I have faith in both of you. Now get going as soon as you can. This mission will be fruitful. I can feel it.
Yeah. All it takes to be a leader is to talk critically,
And
sure.
there they go.
I guess we're going?
Yep. Just meet me at the Myrids Tower at the Western Cliff. I'll go grab my stuff now.
Sweet. Can we go have a look at the Pyrean? Is this supposed to be him?
Yes?
He looks fairly human. Or whatever we are. How you doing?
Hello.
You don't seem to be Enderalian.
I do? Thought I had gotten rid of it by now. But yes, I'm originally from Nirim. Just like you, as I've heard.
Yeah. Why didn't you tell me?
Oh, I don't know. Probably because I don't have very fond memories of my time there.
I do.
You know,
Lots of murder.
If someone would have told you 20 years ago that one day I would be the Archmagister of the Holy Order, you'd have probably laughed in his face. It's absurd just to think of it. You know, I was a slave there.
Damn. Lexil Marail. I don't remember your name. I'm not too sure if you actually were a character in Nehrim.
Yes. You see, I was born into a traveling group of Aeterna minstrels.
Right,
I never
yeah.
got to know my father, though, and living that way was hard. So my mother eventually decided to burn all bridges behind us and start over. Sorry, I'm babbling. I don't want to bother you with my boring stories.
I mean, I kind of asked. I'm a bit curious. So what happened to you?
Well, after some days on the road, we met a traveling merchant who gave us a ride to the next village. A small one named Sildren in the southern forest.
Yeah.
It seemed almost perfect at the beginning.
It's a fairly
The place was
quiet place,
My mother
yeah.
found herself a job as a weaver in the local count's castle. One day, however, the count simply stopped paying her.
Was it
And,
the lady
well,
with the
when she
shoes?
asked for the reason, he told her that we were his property from that moment on.
God
Just like
damn.
that.
What a bastard. Is that even a thing? Can he just do that?
Why wouldn't it be? We were just a woman and a young son, and he owned both the land and the local guard. We had to serve this Creo. That was the count's name,
Creo.
for 9 years. It was horrible.
I remember Creo. He had some fairly vile henchmen. Did anybody come to help you?
No. No one. We weren't the only slaves he kept, and the villagers were too afraid to do anything. As for Chancellor Baratheon's armies, well, I'd be surprised if they even knew Sildren existed.
Yeah. Sorry to hear that, man. Do you know what happens?
Pure luck, I suppose. One day, an Enderalian merchant and his escort passed through the village. They were on their way to Waverock to catch a ship from there. And just by coincidence, he saw me crushing some herbs I had found in the forest. That's what I did in the little spare time I had, you know. The Salathan forest is so incredibly rich.
Oh,
with plants,
yeah.
You've no idea. What
It's
I
also
didn't
super
know was
evil,
that I had
but
found
it's
an
a nice
entire
forest.
sheaf of God's tongue. That impressed the merchant so much that he simply bought me.
What about your mom?
He left her there. Believe me, what he did had nothing to do with mercy. He just saw that there was money to be made off of me. I cried and protested, of course, but 2 months later, our ship arrived in Ark, where he got infected with flesh maggots.
Haha,
Shortly
get
thereafter.
bones, noob.
Luckily enough, he was a sublime. And since his relatives didn't know what to do with me once he was dead, They simply asked the Order to grant me the novitiate, which they did.
Neat.
Oh, the left path. Sounds crazy when I tell it like that. And it probably is.
Left path?
But back then, it just happened.
Did you ever hear back from your mom?
I tried, but as you can imagine, my obligations made my options to do so very limited.
Yeah.
Only recently, however, word reached me from a mercenary whom I sent over. According to him, Creo is dead, and his castle was deserted.
Yeah, it's kind of my fault.
But who knows if he just said that to appease me. I think when all of this is over, I might ask the Grandmaster for permission to travel there myself. And then, who knows?
It's probably a good idea, buddy.
By the righteous path, now I really am babbling. I'm sure a woman like you has better things to do than listen to the stories of a boring chronicler. I should probably get back to business. Forgive me.
No, it was nice talking to you, man. How is the beacon coming along?
Don't ask. Reconstructing the outer shell was challenging, particularly given the strange metal it is made of, but we found a way to do it. As for its inner workings and what these sockets are for, we are still lurking in the dark. This machine, it's, how should I say, different, otherworldly.
Right. I'm not too sure if I can help you with that, so I guess I'm just gonna go on my merry way and go meet Jaspar. God damn, we're gonna see the agent man.
Let's hope he knows what he's doing.
They were only 200 people.
What would you like to hear?
Thou art my light, my glimmer at the horizon.
Sure.
Thy name is my sacrament.
That's beyond me.
And thy path
This just
I
doesn't
will
make any
honor.
sense.
Do you know the aged man of whom no one knows from whence he came? His house lies on the edge of a solitary cliff. Glow of death and pallid light illuminate the dark of night, gleaming out the windows of the aged man's abode. If you batter at his door, say farewell to our world. For everyone who entered never walked back on the road from the aged man's abode. Notorious of widespread fame, yet no one knows him by his name. The aged man in his abode on a solitary cliff. Ghastly voices speak of pains, the blood is freezing in your veins. Silent cries and wailing howls are fading in the night. If you batter at his door, say farewell to our world. For everyone who entered never walked back on the road from the aged man's abode. Sometimes when the moon is bright, you see him in the countryside, accompanied by loneliness, abandoning his works. If you then stroll in gloomy nights and peer in cold and hollow eyes, you've run across a wooden doll carved by the aged man. If you batter at his door, say farewell to our world. For everyone who entered never walked back on the road from the aged man's abode.
Well, he sounds like a pleasant and rational individual. Let's go meet him. My man. Oh,
Already dark? Oh my, how the time flies by.
you're actually right, but
Walk blessed, my lady. Where do you need to go?
I'm sure you are in desperate need of a chat, but I wasn't looking for you. I'm sort of here for Jaspar, even though it's probably a good idea to wait until morning. Ah, who cares? It's just the aged man's abode. I'm sure you know, nighttime isn't gonna make it much worse than it already is. So, are you ready to go, my dude?
Ah, there you are.
So much
Ready to go?
So little time.
Apparently we can have a bit of a chit-chat, so the answer is no. What's up with the scar?
The scar. Well, let's put it this way. If you one day end up in a Talgalean tavern and 2 6-foot-tall Arazalian women invite you into their room, you should either damn well know who they are or make a run for it.
Huh. That's some solid advice. What's Targol?
Never heard of it? It's the capital of Araziel. At least if you ask the civilized people.
Interesting. Fill my brain full of knowledge. Thus I can become brain strong. So I guess you didn't either.
Hands up. Guilty.
Meh.
Some rich snob had hired me back then to bring him a totem from one of the camps of the Free People. That is, the Arazelians who worship their ancestors' gods, instead of the Lightborn, and live as nomads.
Sure.
No idea how much you know about Araziel, but the Free People have been in conflict with the civilized people, who do worship the Lightborn for centuries now.
Yeah.
Assassinations, blood feuds, and so on. The usual if two sides both believe they know it all better. Anyway, obviously this job of mine...
Yeah, but one
originated
side
from
is
that feud.
nomads, with
The
very
totem
little
belonged to a
power.
free tribe, and the snob wanted it in order to publicly defile it. So I got it for him.
Right. Didn't you feel bad about that?
Oh, why, of course. I still cried myself to sleep months
You're a
after
bit of a
that.
bastard, aren't you?
Seriously, why should I? Both the free and civilized are so eager to bash each other's heads in. It's not like one defiled totem more or less would have made any difference.
No, ma'am. I guess those 2 women were the Free People then.
Correct. And I was a little drunk and a little lonely, if you get what I mean.
No.
Have you ever seen a pure-blooded Arazalian woman in her 20s? It's really hard to say no to
You
that.
were thinking with your dick,
In
mate.
any case, as you already noticed, the whole thing went down differently than expected. My face made acquaintances with a table leg and 4 absolutely untender women's feet and hands.
Snap.
And of course, the totem was gone, together with all my clothing and money. I guess I had that coming somehow.
Maybe a
That's
little
what
bit.
happens if you ask your loins rather than your head in the wrong situations.
Right. They even took your clothing.
Yeah.
That must have been humiliating. Are you gonna feel bad if I think this is kind of funny?
Oh, whoa, such a cold world this is. I present you my deepest scars, you thank me with naught but mockery.
I mean...
Be damned, O impish creature. But anyway, how does the saying go? A truly beautiful face can never be tarnished.
That's right, my dude. You know, everything that sort of breaks us also gives us an opportunity to sort of, you know, mend it better than it was before.
And that's why you enjoy working with me.
So much to do, so little time.
So, when did you actually get here?
Yeah, I did. Why do you ask?
Well, you know, you were sort of hell-bent on leaving. What made you come back?
That's a good question. I suppose in the end, it was just a hunch I had. Plus, all these civil wars in other countries didn't exactly invite one to stay.
That's kind of true. So, how's life on the road?
Well, I guess that depends on where you're standing. Of course, times can be tough, especially if you come to a new city or even country where you know nobody.
Yeah.
But if you're good at what you do, which I am, there's always work, everywhere. And yeah, I don't eat God's tongue for breakfast, but it was always enough for a roof over my head when I wanted, and some other earthly pleasures. That's what life's all about, isn't it?
I mean, yes and no. Those things are necessary to have like a happy life. But they're not really the goal, right? They're sort of, you know, the distractions along the road. Where have you actually been to?
Now, aren't you inquisitive? Let me think. I spent most of my time abroad in Kira, and also a couple of years on the Isles of Kile. And there was this mission that led me to Maiar Aranath once.
Oh, right. I haven't been there yet. Tell me about Kira.
What am I, a traveling tome? I'm afraid I'm not a very good storyteller. But Kira's great. The people there are so much freer in their way of thinking. There are the great bazaars, the palaces of the merchant lords, and the fortress of the mages' circles.
That sounds like fun.
But you just have to see it for yourself someday.
Yeah, I'd love to. In, you know, when they ever release Elder Scrolls 6, I suppose. So, isn't VR around that deserted?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, really?
I was there with a group of mercenaries. We were hired to get something from a tower in the old capital. Not a nice spot of Earth, truly. There's this fog everywhere, and with every step you take, you have to be careful the swamps don't get the better of you. But of course, that's also what makes it exciting.
It does sound kind of fun, to be honest. How was Kile?
Oof. Different. As beautiful as the Isles are, there's always this feeling of rush.
Ooh.
And competition. Have you ever heard of the game penny?
Sure,
Kile,
yeah.
It's not a crime if a merchant tries to cheat a customer. It's the customer's fault if he doesn't see the fraud. But if he does, the merchant owes him a token penny.
Yeah, I have one.
Bizarre, isn't it? But over there, it's common practice.
Well, that's interesting, I guess. It's always nice to meet a person that sort of...
Keep your chin up.
Went all over the place. So, what do you think about heading into the aged man's, you know, thingamajig?
What? You mean the living dead? The
Oh, that's-
tears everywhere?
no, yeah.
The frenzied civilians?
I'd
say this
Sure.
country's seen better times. But at least something happens. It makes this place less boring.
Man
Keep your chin
doesn't care not, for my chin is up, sir. We're doing great. Can't wait to go. You absolute
Here, this is the place where the aged
beautiful,
man's mount is
beautiful
supposed to
fool,
be.
man.
Lead on. I'll follow you.
Sure.
So
I-
much to
you
do,
know, I've
so
been there
little
already.
time.
It's, it didn't look like the friendliest of places. There was a dragon as well. The dragon was kind of fun. As opposed to these huge and fuzzies. I mean, these guys are a lot nicer, but, you know, at least the dragon posed a bit of a threat. But look at this guy, he's so cute and huge and fuzzy, I love it. Ooh, sorry about that. Ooh, you can just pretend like I was stroking your neck. Ooh, Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry. You gentle, firm creature. I guess we're heading out. This way. There's supposed to be a road here. Hold on, I'll find it. Oop, there we go. I already managed to lose Jaspar. He doesn't seem to be too keen on my parkour methods, so... I do hope he makes it. Eventually. Unless, can I just sorta... Is that gonna help? No, he doesn't seem too keen. I might actually have to find him, because we're here. Hi. Big dum-dum, let me go get him. Jaspar, my man, he's around here. I can see his Sims logo. Apparently he didn't enjoy the fact that I just jumped down the mountain because I've trained my calves to perfection, but... Now, I can't seem to get back up, so... Oh, this is a great start to our adventure. Look at me bumble around. There he is. Come on, man. I ain't got all day, you absolute idiot. No, this way. This way. There you go, buddy. Good man. Okay. Let's go. Is he still with us? He seems to be. Okay, we're good. I think maybe that chair leg has rustled a bit more than just his cheek, perhaps. Is this the place with the weird people that were sort of made into statues or whatever? I'm not too sure if we're equipped to sort of deal with that technology. Was there like a giant face? I really don't like this forest. I sort of vaguely remember a giant face. Did I dream that? Or is it just too dark to see? Am I going mad? Am I losing my mind? I must be losing my mind. I guess we're just gonna go knock on the door.
So these are the puppets the boys have been singing about. Huh. Interesting to see what some people consider art.
You know, I'm not too sure if those are puppets. What about you? Well, here goes nothing.
So this is where he lives. Huh. This aged man definitely knows how to make himself comfortable. At least it's already dark. That saves us the waiting. Then let's see how we can get in there. These busts look interesting.
I'm assuming we have to touch him. Can you sort of help me out? Oh, there's somebody there. Hey, man.
Yes? What do you want?
We're sort of here, to meet the aged man.
I'm the servant, so no, I'm not. And if you're looking for charity, you've come to the wrong place.
No, we're good. We're merchants. We thought we might have something useful for you.
Do you now? So what could two traveling merchants dressed in rags
Rags?
have that might be of interest to my master?
I like my dress. What about this necklace, though?
This is the silver brooch of a seraph. Where did you get this?
Stole it. I guess from a keeper, because I am one.
Uh-huh. Well then, this changes the situation. You may enter. Plus, forgive my harshness. I misjudged you.
I hope I didn't fuck up by explaining it that way. I wasn't too sure.
Unfortunately, Master Gaius is current user and will be at least until dawn.
Master
You can make
Gaius?
yourself comfortable in the guest room.
Sure.
He will see to you in the morning.
That's
Okay,
swell.
that sounds good. Today we wouldn't have made it back to Ark anyway. Just try to get my reward into flying this weather. So, nice house you've got here. So it's just you and your master who live here, right? People talk about him a lot.
Please, but just save the small talk. You're here for business.
Sure. This place is definitely creepy, but I'm assuming the man knows this place is creepy, so... Probably shouldn't wince. I'll be there in a minute. Ooh, look at that, a mushy. And da 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 da. Well, I definitely made the right call by heading out to explore. A mushy and a symbol. I guess that's good enough, but was there not like a different way to go? This place looks like a cathedral, holy shit. And I can actually get on top of this, look at that. Alright gentlemen, give me a minute. Oh wait, they're not here anymore. Oh, I can actually walk by the sides as well. Apparently the gentlemen have already gone inside, but I wanted to have a look around. I hope the Asian man doesn't mind me sniffing around this place. Can I actually... What? Now, what the hell is that? Why is the level up sound here in this corner? It's all kinds of spooky. I'm getting ghost level ups. Such as the power of the aged man, I suppose. Is he hiding anything else? This is the thing I was at, so I guess not. I should probably go in there and see what they're up to.
Good. Now follow me upstairs. I'll show you to your quarters.
You sure, ma'am?
As I said already, Master Gages will play through the night. My apologies. Music keeps you awake. But if you want a piece of advice, listen. You won't hear anything comparable in all of Vin.
Well, then we'll do just that. So I take it your master's an artist, right? I saw the puppets. They're interesting.
Interesting. Yes, that they are. Master Gages always says art is unique because it allows us to see what our mind doesn't want us to see.
What's that supposed to mean?
No, that makes sense.
We all have demons inside of us, don't you agree?
Okay, now it's getting
Miser
weird.
Dalvaric. Memories, truths about ourselves, locked away somewhere in our unconscious because we don't want to confront them.
That's kind of true.
True art surpasses all these barriers because it reminds us of who we truly are.
Interesting.
I mean, everything he said is technically correct, but he said it in such a creepy fashion that, you know, it would make you think twice. They will burn. Beautiful. Yeah, that is true art. Well, what does this one say? They will burn. Uh-huh. They will burn. Right. Yeah, fantastic. This place is going to be a hoot and a half. 5 stars. Bed and breakfast. Hi.